I should tell my version of some of the untold stories, especially with regard to the military. And now that it can be told, I think I should mention who they are. That group that I was meeting with since January was made up of General Larry Mendoza and Colonel C.B. Garcia and retired General Rio. Art Carillo, and he's right there. General Espinosa, whom everybody knows is my dear friend, and Stein is there too. General Braganza. And actually, Boyce is another friend of mine.
In an interview by Nick Joaquin of Gloria's husband Mike Arroyo for the Philippine Graphic magazine, Mike Arroyo admitted that they had planned to remove ERAP as early as the first year of his presidency. Leftist leaders like Saturo Campo also admitted that they had linked up with the Arroyo conspiracy to unseat ERAP. Legal luminaries and the international community criticized and condemned the ouster of ERAP. According to Justice Cecilia Munoz Palma, chairman of the 1987 Constitutional Commission, the 1987 Constitution suffered. This happened when the ongoing impeachment trial of President Joseph Estrada was unceremoniously disrupted and discontinued, and the issues on hand were brought to the Parliament of the streets. The rule of law was set aside, and the rule of force prevailed. Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's senior minister, the change of power in the Philippines was no boost for democracy because it was done outside the Constitution. Time magazine, People Power 2 was swift justice indeed. As in a lynching, it repudiated the very essence of due process enshrined in the Constitution. International Herald Tribune, Phil Bowring. However, far from being a victory for democracy that is being claimed by leaders of the anti-Estrada movement, such as Jaime Sin, the evolution of events has been a defeat for due process. New York Times, Seth Meidens. This time it appears people power was used not to restore democracy, but momentarily to supplant it. Asia Times, editorial, Philippines, Banana Republic, at best. Again, therefore, whatever curious legal construction anyone may now attempt to put on the ouster of Estrada, he was ousted by a military coup with the connivance of the leadership of the Roman Catholic Church, major business groups, and 2 former presidents. This will have any number of consequences none too pleasant for the coup makers and, more importantly, for the country. One loser among the coup makers will be the Archbishop of Manila, Jaime Cardinal Sin, and his church. As if the power grab was not enough, the conspirators filed charges against ERAP based on false testimonies, perhaps just to make sure that ERAP could no longer make a comeback. At first, through the efforts of their Justice Secretary Nani Perez, they tried to persuade ERAP to leave the country. ERAP vehemently refused. Next, they used blackmail to intensify the harassment, threatening to file false charges against him if he refused to leave. ERAP stood his ground and opposed the pressure, deciding to stay in the country to face the false charges. Succeeding events proved the accusations against ERAP false. On February 14, 2001, At the initiative of Senator Aquilino Pimentel Jr., the controversial sealed second envelope that triggered the power grab was finally opened before the local and foreign media. It was finally revealed that the second envelope contained documents that proved Jaime de Chavez and not ERAP was the real owner of the controversial Equitable PCI Bank account. But this was not given full coverage by the media. The father of the masses continued to be harassed. The arrest of ERAP was an overkill, orchestrated to embarrass him in the eyes of the public and the rest of the world. But the masses remained on his side, vehemently opposing and condemning the arrest. And when the genuine President of the Republic was already in jail, the fury of the masses erupted on May 1st, 2001, when they trooped to Malacanang to express their opposition to the bogus leadership of Gloria Arroyo. This would come down in history as EDSA 3. The demonstrators were